Well, everybody, today is a super exciting day because I'm bringing something new to this channel. It's day one of a new content series that I can't wait to share, but for now, just getting to work. Here we are in the office. If you're watching this for the first time, my name's Alex, I'm a creative business owner, and today we start a brand new content series. Today is day one of starting a creative business completely from scratch, and I want to take you along for the ride every step of the way, from how we're going to market, sell, onboard, deliver, and retain new customers and grow this business in a profitable manner whilst maintaining our creative flair, inspiration, and enjoyment. It's something close to my heart that I've been sharing on this channel and sort of alluding to this idea of how you can become a profitable creative. See, in the industry and online building businesses for so long, it's been seen as you can either choose to be profitable or you can choose to stay creative. And that was our experience, starting Vera Studio and as a freelancer years ago, running Facebook ads, building websites, as a graphic designer, starting a multidisciplinary marketing agency, which then rebranded and pivoted into Vera Studio. There were things along the way that would hold us in, almost hold us in contempt, feel like we're held hostage to the business that we were growing. There's a quote that you should build your business around your life, not your life around your business. Because if you build your life around your business, then the business is the priority, the business is the main thing, and the business actually becomes almost like a leech. It becomes, no matter how much energy that you provide in your personal world, your business will draw that out of you and become the main focus. Now, what we want to do, and the journey that we've been on with Vera Studio, is taking it from a captive situation, a hostage scenario, and making small but big changes across the 5 pillars of our company, a little framework that I've created called the 5 profit pillars, which I'll share later on, to buy our business back. And not only buying our time back, but also buying our leverage back. And most importantly, to build a business that has longevity and enjoyment and can scale with profit. You have to build a business that can grow, and at the same rate as the company grows, your enjoyment and your profitability increases as well. So many get stuck. We got stuck, and there are things that we are still working through. Don't get me wrong, we're not perfect. But implementing this framework of the 5 profit pillars to nail marketing, sales, onboarding, delivery, and retention for our customers has taken our business from something that really was a hostage scenario and has released us into a business that we love to grow. No longer having sort of internal self-sabotage on, let's not grow the business because really it's actually quite a pain, to now going, let's grow this thing because we're enjoying it, our customers are happy, we've found our niche, we've found our brand positioning in the market, and now it's just about doing more of what works, simple scales and fancy fails. And so we want to show you through building a brand new creative business exactly how these 5 pillars work, what it actually looks like to take something from nothing and turn it into something. Now, there are so many tricks and so many traps along the way, and so I hope that this video series of starting, systemizing, and scaling a brand new creative business could give you the inspiration to go get it, whether you're a freelancer, whether you're like a micro agency, whether you're a consultant, a coach, a creative, or you run a big studio. I hope this journey can help you make decisions in your business that give you more profitable outcomes. And a little footnote I'll put there is it's not just about financial profitability. It's about freedom profitability. It's about having the creative expression of profit. So being able to actually make decisions in your business that don't just align to more revenue to feed what's going on in the business, but more revenue and more space to feed the creativity that you have as a creative business owner. So what's it going to look like? Myself and my great friend Alex from Cove Studios are partnering up to launch something called Vera Studio. Now, if you've been following my channel or you've been following my brand on Instagram for a while now, you'll know that about 6 months ago, we soft launched Vera Studio. And I want to tell you a little bit about that. But before I do, I want to show you a little bit more about who I am. If you're watching this for the first time, my name's Alex. I am a creative business owner. And some of the businesses that I own, which I'll throw on the screen now, is Render Studio. Now, Render Studio is the main model that I built the 5 profit pillar framework off of that I'm going to share along this journey, and I want to briefly share with you now. Render Studio is a 3D render studio for property developers, and we have been on quite a journey working with all types of property developers across New Zealand and now Australia, from off-site cabin builders to luxury apartments to social housing to high-end luxury residences. We have done it all. And along the way, we've found some things out about ourselves. We've found some things out about our market, our industry, about how it works. But I'll save that for another video. For the meantime, I'll just let you know, we love this business. I love owning this business. I love the team that we've created. I love the art that we produce every single day. And I just think that if you're going to run a creative business, you have to enjoy it. But there are some hard decisions you have to make, and some systems, process, and team you have to implement to make sure that you can continue to enjoy that business as it grows. And, I'm quite passionate about it. You might be able to hear in my voice, because this was our story. There was a time where we didn't enjoy what we were doing. We were working with a whole bunch of customers. We were growing. It was all looked awesome. But on the inside and the back end, we were losing enjoyment, high levels of stress, losing profitability. I mean, there were jobs we were literally essentially paying to get, which is not a great place to be in. There, plays its place, but I'll share a bit more of the story in a later video. But yeah, this is Render Studio. We've got happy customers. We've got an excellent artist team. My wife's our project manager. She's literally running the business at this point, and I am in charge of being a spokesperson, advocate, champion of what we do here, and letting the world know about it. So this is Vera, and Vera Studio was a soft-launched project 6 months ago. And I love soft launching ideas because we were able to get this in front of our customers, in front of the market. We were able to build a bit of a wait list and talk to our ideal customers on, hey, what do you need? Does this fit? And can we build a solution that's actually going to generate real results? Now, the reason why generating real results is important is because Vera in Latin, it is defined as true or real. And that was the whole idea, is that we wanted to build a brand agency for property developers that generated real results and real impact. And so that's what Vera is. So we soft launched it. And since then, we've pivoted a little bit from trying to do a full brand and marketing agency end to end, including lead generation, and then connect developers with sales partners. And now we're going to be pivoting to doing high impact brand and marketing for ambitious property developers. Now, the slight pivot there is that we don't want to do retainer work, ongoing marketing lead generation work, because what we've found after talking to a lot of property developers and talking to a lot of sales experts in the industry, at the end of the day, a developer just needs to get their project branded, executed at a high level so that their stock stands out amongst the rest, have a really clear brand, a really clear info pack and marketing package, so that the salesperson, which is kind of the central figure in off the plan, because as long as you've got a great build, you've got a great design, amazing brand and marketing, then it's up to the agent or the sales team to take this to market and get them sold down. And so we didn't want to take the responsibility of that. Plus, we also don't need to, because the right salesperson have their own sales engine. They have their own marketing engine. They have their own leads list. And so what we've pivoted from is making Vera a high impact brand and marketing agency for property developers to help them get named, to help them get branded, to help them get their collateral that they need. None of the fluff, just what they want, which is things like a brand, renders, info pack, and a landing page, all packaged up so that the salesperson can just do their magic, and we'll connect people if they need them as well. So that's the gist of Vera. Now we've got a whole lot to figure out, and I actually jumped on a call with Alex, a co-founder here on Vera Studio. So I'll show you a bit of that clip now. We are doing something kind of crazy. Alex and Alex are coming together, combining forces to start a brand new creative business from scratch, which most people will think is crazy, right? I think we think it's crazy because we already own creative businesses and now we're starting a new one. But there's a reason. So I thought in this quick call we could just like share with people and maybe share with each other what we're doing and why we're doing it. So we're starting this thing called Vera Studio, a creative brand agency for property developers. Now, I think we've both had an affinity, right? This idea that property developers need more value, but like, what's the value that we're trying to bring? What do you think?
Removing all of the fluff. Like, there's a gap in the market where developers who are particularly busy people are either doing a DIY themselves with their logo, their branding, their logos, their branding, their marketing, their sales, like their renders, all of that, or they're paying an agency 30, 40, 50 plus $1,000 for just a brand itself.
Yeah.
But they're getting all of these extra things that they don't need. So the idea with us was to strip it all back, give them everything they need, nothing they don't. None of the extra fluffy stuff, and spending money and investing time on things that they don't need, and just providing full concentrated, full value, everything that they need in order to convert.
And it's not that we're here to build some like cheap studio, right? We're here to do high impact work. But I think what you've portrayed there is this picture where they're either doing it on their own and it's either really scrappy, really budget, and they've got this internal like desire to do the best work, develop the best homes and have a brand that represents that. But either, like you said, they've been offered on one end like a 50K brand, which then becomes kind of disjointed if you're moving through providers project to project as well. That becomes another issue. Like, you're developing awesome homes, you might be getting a brand investment on one project, then you get a brand investment on another project. It sometimes isn't cohesive to the overall brand. And there's some developers that I think we could probably showcase as a part of this journey. There are developers that do it really, really well, where as they're developing, this is something I've been thinking about, we want to develop brands for projects that build and compound to the overall brand of the developer. Like, we want to help ambitious developers invest their funds, not in a cheap manner, but not in an exorbitant manner, into brands and assets and tangibles that will actually drive the needle forward. Now, the pivot that I think we're making is when we originally started chatting, it was like, we're going to do everything. Like, we're going to have sales covered, lead gen, everything. And what we've realized after soft launching this is part of this journey, is that the feedback is, well, if our goal and our promise to deliver is everything you need and nothing you don't, then we also don't want to be offering services that aren't actually like rightfully our best service to offer. So lead gen and sales, I think, should be actually given to sales partners who are absolute weapons. Like, there are some killer sales agencies out there, and when they do their job right, all they need from the developer is the killer brand, the collateral, the info pack, the landing page, and the value proposition, so that salesperson can go do their thing. So we want to do like everything in that process, and we want to create a brand, Vera Studio, that represents that promise and can deliver on it. It's like, here's everything you need. It's going to be high impact. It's going to be agile. It's going to be everything that your purchasers need from you. But not only are you going to sell homes, you're going to build a brand in the process. Like, I think that's one of the goals as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, even like, you know, the couple of people that we're speaking to who, if they're particularly kind of like in that space of being a developer, they don't have time for all of these extra things. And they're not areas where they're experts in, or they don't really know much about what it is to build a brand and what it is to, you know, put all of these like really important foundations down. It's just making the process as easy as possible as well. That's another really high value, I think, for us, is just like seamless, efficient, really high quality, but like, we're here to get the shit done so that you can then convert and get results.
At the same time, there's a solution we're wanting to deliver. There's a problem to solve. But the whole journey here, this is the crazy part, is that we're trying to document this whole process of starting a creative business, so that people watching this as well, if you're a creative, you're a freelancer, we want to sacrifice ourselves, as like a case study to the cause so that other freelancers can build amazing businesses that are profitable and stay creative. And that's kind of an experiment that I wanted to show through us. Like literally we're like putting ourselves, giving ourselves away for this because we both want to see that there is a reality where you can be a creative, you can stay creative, and you can be profitable. You don't have to sacrifice both, because that's kind of the tension I've seen, is that people either become profitable at the expense of their creativity, so they're just building this engine, this big agency, or just like a slave to the system, an overpaid freelancer, right? It's like, yay, the income's good, but now I'm like a slave to just like client work and I don't feel creative. The other side is that you're all creative, but you're not getting work. And that's because you don't have systems to like market, sell, all that kind of stuff. So we're doing that live for people.
And I think that that's a massive learning curve there, and something that I definitely personally experienced in the first 2 years of growing my design business. Was you go into it thinking, oh my God, I love my job and I love branding and I love being creative. But then that's a small percentage of what you're doing in order to be successful, make enough money to be living off of it. But without the systems and the processes, the peaks and like the ups and the downs and the ups and the downs of where you're burnt out from doing too much work, from saying yes because you're terrified that you're not going to get any work, and then you get so busy that you don't have time for your own marketing. So then you get to this point where you're like, shit, okay, I need to market, I need more work. So even just like having processes and systems in place with that, and like lead generation, all things that you've done through your businesses that I think a lot of people, including myself, can learn from.
Big disclaimer, like Render Studio is not perfect, but I think that we have found this framework, this approach that allows us to be creative. Because I'm a creative, right? And like I want to enjoy what I'm doing, but I'm also a leader. So I want to like build significant businesses that impact a lot of people and all parties get to benefit. But it's like this wrestle of like, most people think you have to have either or. Like you have to be really creative and shrewd, where you end up getting no work because he's like a stubborn designer. Like, I mean, hey, that's just the curse of creativity. We're perfectionists, all that sort of stuff. But it's like you need to surrender it a little bit so that you can like actually deliver good work for clients. But then if you get too, like you said, get too trapped in delivery, then you stop being a creative and it gets really boring. So we're documenting it live. Vera Studio is not only going to be a beneficial business for us and for our customers, but also we want it to be like a case study. So definitely stick around. This is the pitch. We are building a creative business from scratch. We're going to share everything on this channel. We're going to share the design process. The next episode is going to be really, really cool. So stick around, because we're going to be mapping out the plan of what do we need to do first. We need a brand. So we need to identify how we're going to market and position ourselves. We need to go through this whole 5 profit pillar process. The next thing is then sales. How are we going to sell? How are we going to onboard customers? How are we going to deliver it? And how will we retain them long term? The cool thing, which is a bit of a soundbite for people, we've already got customers ready to go. And so stick around. It's going to be really exciting. This is like, we're all in. This is raw. Alex, any final words?
Let's go.
Let's go.
It's terrifying, but let's do it. Going in with the fear, and we're just going to do it anyway.
It's going to be awesome. We are super passionate about Vera Studio, but more than that, we don't want to be so passionate about the solution that we lose sight of the problem. Now, the problem here is that there are so many property developers that do all the effort of purchasing a development site, getting it designed, even starting construction, going to market, and realizing that they haven't positioned the project appropriately for the right buyers. And so branding plays a massive part in that role. We want to help developers not only build great branding for their projects, but build a brand as a company that has impact in the market, has a known presence, and as they produce more stock, their brand value compounds and increases. And it's not sort of invented every time they do a new project. We want people to know who you are, what you build, what you've built, and the ambitions you have to build beautiful homes for Kiwis across the country. And so that's what Vera is going to be. We're going to take you on the journey. As I said, today is day 1. We've got a lot of work ahead of us, but we're going to be implementing the 5 profit pillar framework from marketing, sales, onboarding, delivery, and retention to show you live, tactical, a real case study, how you can become a profitable creative. Stick around for the video series here on YouTube. Subscribe, like, comment below. And if you're a creative business owner and you want to follow along, make sure you comment, make sure you follow Alex and I on Instagram as well, so you can see the day-to-day insight on what goes into building this brand. Stick around for another video, and I'll see you next time.